All right, here we go. Sorry, I was like, where is the mic? I have it muted. I need to unmute it. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys all so much for stopping by. As always, my name is Eli. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the day in which we do live Q&A sessions where I answer any and all of your guys' questions. Obviously, the video, although it is titled usually off of the previous discussion we had, it does not have to be the only question that you ask. So feel free to ask anything and everything. But before we jump into it, as always, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter is leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. I have a couple of other announcements I'll make after I make the general announcements, but today's the day, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get in and access Obsidian Flames, I think is what it's called. I always mess up every time. Pre-orders. Today is the last day if you want to take advantage and hop in right now to get access to wholesale prices for Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, etc., etc. Highly recommend you join today if you can. We've got about a spot or two open still, if I'm correct. So, and then outside of that, Twitter, we're doing a weekly giveaway or not a weekly, we're doing a giveaway on Twitter right now. So check us out there. Links are down in the description below, and Discord's the place to be if you want to stay up to date on all things Pokemon USA. But since I'm at the very beginning, I might as well discuss this. I'm going to make an announcement later on Discord about this. So for those of you guys that are here listening in now, we're going to be doing a Paldea Evolved break. I apologize because usually I give like a month or two notice, but recently I haven't, just because I have to make sure I'm securing the product. So we're going to do a Paldea Evolved break. However, it's going to be a little bit special, right? So I haven't dropped a link down below yet, but with socials, I also want to start working on some of my other social growth. And one of those is going to be my TikTok. So I'll be making this announcement in the Discord as well as live here. For every day leading up to Friday that we get me to 1,000 followers on TikTok, I will give away a booster box of Paldea live on the break. So in other words, what that means is that if, for example, today's Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, and then to Friday. So we'll say 3 days, or if you want a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. However, it's in 3 days, right? So if I get to 1,000 followers today on TikTok, I will give away 3 Paldea Evolved booster boxes, right? If we give it away in 2 days, it'll be 2 boxes. 1 day, we'll give 1 box. But I want to make it extremely, extremely aggressive in terms of, getting you guys to follow on TikTok, because I've realized the shorts game is kind of where it is right now. So, and I want to start getting into shorts, doing weekly recaps, doing, I've got someone who I'm potentially going to be bringing on to do breakers on there. I'll still continue doing my breakers on here, but it's going to be a completely separate thing as well with that. But yeah, and then I'm going to try and do more active YouTube shorts too, and other things, just more or less just trying to get the socials active. So I'm going to be announcing that. So it's going to be a pretty massive giveaway of Paldea. So I'm excited about that. But now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, I'll make the official announcement after the stream. But let's give shout outs to who's here. Roger, John Doe. Hey, John Doe, my man. It feels like it's been forever since I've seen you, boss. How you doing? Hopefully all is well. Daddy Czar, Collectible Accounting, Tori, Mikkel, Senpai, Gary, Chief, Ripper, Hermit, Joker, Average Player, Sergio, Josh, Science Guy, Info for Now, Market Scraper, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it rolling. My job won't let me have TikTok. Dang, that's crazy. That's so tough. And your TikTok is banned in my country. Yeah, so it appears TikTok, for a lot of people, it is tough. Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. I mean, for myself, I'm just getting into all the socials, right? We obviously are doing Twitter. We're going to do TikTok next. And then more than likely, we're going to do Instagram. And we're just going to keep evolving. I just, now that I'm getting into like the grind, I mean, I've always been in the grind mode, let's be honest here, guys, but now I'm getting into like the growth mode, I should say, of the channel. I really want to emphasize on growing my socials and getting more exposure and just continuing to do my best to have the best reach and just grow the community as much as I can. TPC is reprinting Elo because of Eli's Pikachu buyout. You know, way to go. Get us some of them booster boxes, right? Hey man, I'm shooting for it. If it's a decent sized print, you know, I'll be stoked about it. I've been busy with a new job, but got today off. We here. Let's go, baby. Well, shout out to you on that one. What do you do for work? What is the next Hermit? You should promote it in OnlyFans. You know what? You bring up a valid point. People were asking me questions too. Okay, so not to like okay, so God, hopefully I don't come off as a dick saying this, but I noticed that someone had requested that in the general text chats we create a wellness section. And I'm like, okay, like I have nothing against a wellness section, right? But it just seems kind of weird to have like a health and wellness section in Pokemon. And so people are like talking about like, I just want a jog today. Hashtag PokeFit, right? Or no, just mowed the lawn today. Love exercise. Hashtag PokeFit. And someone said, just ate while watching TV. Poke Nutrition. Or hashtag Poke Nutrition. And I'm like, okay, this is like, are people being serious or joking? And so I went and I said, just jerked off to my waifu Cynthia card. Hashtag Poke self-love. Because I'm just like, yo, are we just memeing at this point? Like, I just didn't understand. I thought it was so funny. And someone responded recently saying that I needed to potentially go see therapy because I needed Jesus. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, maybe OnlyFans is the way, man. Just me. Oh God, I'm gonna get so foul. I'm not gonna say anything. I want to refrain from what I was gonna say. But yeah, OnlyFans, man. OnlyFans. What's up, Sky? Good to see you, brother. Hopefully all is well. My shrimp did die. Are you mocking my loss? You know, I apologize. I didn't know you had a pet shrimp, Jim. I am so sorry. That's tough, man. You know, funny enough, my fiance also has a pet. No, I'm just kidding. That's gonna sound so bad. Glad to make it live. What's up, Jonathan? 2 jobs have been missing out a lot, grinding on investments and dividends. That's my boy. That's what we like to hear. God, I've just become so unfiltered at this point when it comes to the lives. Like, I'm so, like, professional when you watch my videos, but when I do the lives, like, I'm still professional, kind of. But, like, I'm a lot more, you know, I'm a lot more of a goof when we're on the lives, just kind of chilling, but what jobs we looking at here, Mr. Jonathan? What are we doing? Herman says, Pokemon Discord is just another name for Pokemon Anonymous Meeting. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. We gotta have just a bunch of meetings for people with addictions. Hi, Ela. I just wanted you to say my name once. Alright, Charizard Baller 69. I got you, baby. There you go. I said it. It's been done. Well, you better like and subscribe now, brother. Or at least like the video. Come on, let's get this thing popping, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get the party rolling. Gotta keep the likes up. Let everyone know that you're supporting the channel now that I said your name out loud. But yeah, no, I think Lost Origin, first and foremost, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with those Pikachus, because I'm just so freaking sad right now. That's how he gets off. Jeez Louise, man. I mean, this Pikachu, this is just a depression state. I like going and buy the Pikachu and the price just I mean, it's not like it's gone crazy down, right? How much is it on Direct? I mean, I buy this. How often does it buy? I mean, look, they're buying for $5 plus a piece, so like you can get away with it. But hey, get out of here. Always been here, just a lurker. STC, the 151 said, oh, sorry. Yet to reveal the best cards. Well, here's the deal with 151. 151 release date is on June the 16th. So if we're asking ourselves the question, what is going to be the official sort of announcement for when the good cards are going to show up, my prediction is that it's probably going to be sometime early next week. So probably like the 12th or the 13th is when we'll start to see what cards are going to be in it. I mean, if we're lucky, we could see this Friday, but highly, highly doubt it. What's up, Trinell? Always good to see you, brother. That's literally my Crunchyroll account. That's actually kind of funny. God, No, I don't want to get too off topic. I will go on a tangent. I already know that. But yeah, no, I think that we're gonna have to wait at least a week before we realistically start to see results for what's gonna be in 151. That's kind of what my guess is. But gosh dang it, man, this Sleepy Pikachu. I mean, let's see. I bought 100 units. If I lose $1 a unit, I lose 100. I mean, I gotta send them in for grading now. I gotta take the best ones, send them into BGS. Oh, speaking of which, by the way, I did a resubmission. Here, I feel like I can probably show this at this point. I did a resubmission on PSA, and I might as well have a little bit of a conversation about it with you guys. So I had some cards that I resubmitted, and then I have some cards that I didn't resubmit. They were the first time being sent in. They were the cards that I felt like were in the best condition and were worth regrading and or being sent in for grading. And we're going to take a look at them because, yeah, we're just going to take a look at them. So, of the cards, I want to first have a conversation about the cards that were not in the new cert. So, or the regrade. So, right here from the top down, this is all I sent in, and I was like, yeah, these are what I think have potentials at 10s. I got absolutely shafted in just the most terrible. Like, my other grades, I felt like I got gypped on before, but this guy says, no, go F yourself. I'll have to do some inspecting when I get back as to what happened. But the thing that, honest to God, upset me the most about it, and I've heard there's been rumors about this happening, but on a decent amount of my cards, I've noticed consistently that a lot of these cards didn't have any whitening. And if you go zoom in on the card, you can see in the top left and top right, there's small white dots that have surfaced off of it. And it's like really frustrating to me because of the and I mean, look at the centering on this card, right? Like left to right, pretty perfect centering, top to bottom, slightly off. The centering on the back is dang near perfect, and there's like minimal whitening, which, you know, who knows if it's because of the cert, who knows if it was there and I missed it, but like there's not a print line on this card, right? Like you take one look at this card, I say, how the hell did this get a 9, right? So those were the cards that I sent in new, fresh, and I'm like, I feel sad. Then there's the resubmission ones. So of the resubmission ones, I sent in a Majestic Dawn Leafeon. First grade, it was a 9. It got a 9 again. I sent in the Rising Rivals Rampardos. It went from a 9 to a 10. Hooray. However, my Fione went from a 9 to an 8. My Leafeon went from a 9 to an 8. My Level X Torterra went from a 9 to an 8. And like when I'm talking about the condition of these cards, it's not like these cards were very much 10 worthy. I mean, you look at the front of it, right? And you look at the centering. Left to right, pretty dang good. It's off top to bottom. And left to right, you know, top to bottom, right? Okay, well, it's got really good, like there's very minimal whitening on this. So if you're gonna say this is off, it's because of the centering on the card, right? But I guess the thing that I'm just mind blown about is the fact that it was hated so much by the grader that the grader was like, yeah, go F yourself. You're gonna get you're gonna get a 9 and an 8 instead of a 9. And I look at my level X of my Dialga, right? Which this was arguably my best condition card I sent in. And I look at this card, and if you look at the centering for it, here, let me zoom out a little bit because it's not showing up. Look at the centering on the front. Perfect, 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 perfect. Like perfect centering. And you look at the back, slightly off top to bottom, perfect left to right. And there's basically little to no whitening, right? And I say this card, perfect condition, gorgeous. Like this is a Beckett 10 at 9. And this is the second time I submitted it, it got a 9. And I just am like, yo, I feel like I absolutely got screwed so hard. And I felt like I got screwed last time, but at least last time when I did my submission, right? Last time when I did my submission, I think I calculated out, I had a 14% hit rate in terms of 10s, right? And I sent in 90 cards and I got like, I think it was like I got 12 that got 10s. This one, I sent in 24 cards and only one got a 10. So that's like a 3% hit rate, like 4% hit rate. So I feel like I got absolutely gypped. Happini has a nick at the bottom right, would have given it a 10 as well. I mean, let me look at the Happini one more time and see what you're referencing with the Happini. Where is it? Gengar, Regigigas. Where the frick is the Happini? Here it is. Cert image. Okay, so in the front or the back? And you said the bottom right? Okay, but that's not really a nick though. That's like tiny whitening. I mean, one of my guys who I talked to with this about, who sends in cards for grading, he had a card with much more whitening than this that got a 10. So it's like, what? Like, the only argument I can see, because what I've learned is that usually certain graders have certain things that they grade harsher. And the only argument I can make is that the centering is off top to bottom, but even then it's not that bad. So my grader seems to have hated the centering on the cards, like hated it to death. Because if I go look at this Regigigas card, I mean, but even then, like, I don't know. I at this point am just so dumbfounded because I just don't know what is real and what is not real in terms of grading. So it's kind of tough. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna say, hey, at least one of them got a 10. Nice. And let's take a look at this card. Let's see if there's anything special about this card that we realized. Is there anything unique about this card? I mean, it had a small dot of whitening here. It has small dot there, but like tiny and basically nothing. And then these, the centering on this card is, I mean, it's gorgeous centering. So I guess the only argument there you can make is that this one had the most minimal amount of whitening compared to the rest of them, right? But then at the same exact time, I have a card like this, which also, let's take a look at this card. This card got a 9 prior, and now it got an 8 this time around. This card has 0 whitening. I'm not even talking minimal, we're talking 0 whitening. I mean, do you see any dots on this one? And in terms of the centering, left to right, okay, it's slightly off. Top to bottom, okay, slightly off. But, you know, they usually want it to be within 55, 45. I still think this could be in the threshold of that. But it's an 8 with, like, what? I don't know. It is astounding to me. So what have I learned? I've learned that from this, I got a 110 of a Rising Rival Rampardos. So shout out to me on that one. I mean, I knew this is inconsistent. I'm aware of this, that they're known for being consistently inconsistent. But with that being said, I guess my point is that I would have liked to get at least one more 10 or 2 more 10s. So it's terrible, right? It is absolutely terrible. And if I go look at the, what set was that from? That was from Rising Rivals. Let's look at the grade at least. And do I have something to at least, you know, hang my hat on? And it's not like guys, I am grading myself extremely harsh on this. I am not being super, like, people have this interpretation too that cards that have whitening are like, and like any sort of whitening are not going to get 10s. There are plenty cards that have whitening that do still get 10s. So it's like, it's very possible. But okay, so Rampardos Hollow, there is 0 and a pop 10. Oh, nice. So I own at least a 1 of 1. I at least own a 1 of 1. That's at least nice to know. I just am sad. Eli, will I see you at Card Party? Sadly, you will not see me at Card Party. I've got a lot going on, including a wedding. I'm going to be I'm flying down for, and then I also have my own wedding in the future. Today is just probably not the year for me to do a lot of traveling because I'm already going to be doing a lot of traveling, sadly. Eli, I will see you. Or I already answered that question. Double down, baby, double down. Can I look at the store's P&L, please? Probably not. I have cards at PSA have damage in the corner. I mean, honest to God, collectibles. I mean, potentially. I say probably not, but who knows? I don't think any whitening should be a 10, a 9 by a label. Maybe a mint 10 is a gem mint 10 close to flaw. I mean, I'm telling you, man, you say that, but all right, Raheem, I'm gonna leak the group chat, so get ready to get doxxed. Actually, wait, do you have pictures, Raheem? I don't know. I don't think Raheem's probably watching right now. I don't think he's watching at this moment in time. But if he is by chance watching, if you have pictures of your grades, that would be fantastic. Or I shouldn't say pictures of your grades, but pictures of your cards that got the grades they did. Cause him and I a while ago. God, why can't I just filter by image? Has embedded link. Has image. We searched in far and wide and there was no results. What do you mean there's no results? I literally said, does it have an image? Gosh dang it, am I seriously just gonna have to keep scrolling? This is so frustrating. I'm gonna literally have to just keep scrolling and keep scrolling and keep scrolling until I send screenshot, or until I see screenshots of our old messages. Because I want to go back and tell you what he got from his percentages. Okay, so he had in his submissions, right? And I want you to understand this. All the cards that he sent in were not packed fresh. They were bought off of eBay and they were bought off of Mercari. He had a 20% 10 rate. That's what it's telling me on his side. And of the cards that he got 10, we're gonna open link and we're gonna show everything that he got 10s of. So of the cards that he got, we're gonna zoom this in. So he got Japanese cards got 10s, right? It's Japanese, right? It makes sense. That's probably why it's more skewed 10, right? But then we go look on this page, right? The amount of 10s this guy got on I mean, like, insane amount of 10s for cards that he bought online. And of some of the cards he got 10s as well, he got multiple level X's in 10s condition according to his grader that he thought were going to get 9s, and multiple 9s that he thought were going to get 10s. And like a lot of his cards that got 8s ended up getting 10s. So he was extremely harsh. Now maybe he just got really lucky and he got an incredible grader because of his cards getting so much better than what he anticipated. So maybe there's that. But I mean, how, once again, consistent is it inconsistent, right? So, and maybe Raheem, if you're watching this, I don't think you are, because he said he was going to be busy all day. I want to talk with him about this. But, you know, it would be interesting to see what is the difference. Because obviously I can show you guys the images of my cards, and we can go through and we can look at that. But you guys basically saw the gist of it, right? Like, you guys got to see the pictures of a lot of these cards that got the grades that they did, right? And, I mean, like, what's another good example we can look at of a card that I thought was in immaculate condition? Okay, let's look at this Gengar, right? This Gengar, if you look at the condition of the card, look at the whitening on the back. Like, we're talking tiny, tiny, tiny white specks. Basically, like, arguably the same as the Rampardos, if not, you know, slightly more. Okay, what's the centering on this card? Left to right, dang near perfect. Top to bottom, basically perfect. This card is arguably just as good condition as the Rampardos. Is there print lines? I mean, what is that? Like, you know, it's crazy. Like you can literally see. It's not like I'm hiding anything. So I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But the thing that's insane about it too is I have cards in my collection that I've sent in with print lines, and they've gotten 10s. So these Eli, these can have print lines on borders. These are really hard to 10. But the thing is that I understand level X's are hard to 10, but I don't know. It's just weird. It is just weird for me. Like, I understand they're hard to 10, but still, like, when you look at the condition of the card in the front to back, on the whitening, on the centering, there's no print lines that I could find, and I did multiple different searches on it. It's just ridiculous to think, okay, what makes it hard to 10, right? You know? Eli, your grader just didn't get laid. That's what I'm saying, man. He's just a better pre-grader. You know? But that's the funny thing, average player. That's the funny thing. I know you're probably trolling. It's I know you're probably trolling, but what's funny about it is that like I said, man, he's sending cards with the full expectation of them getting 8s and 9s, and he got 9s and 10s. So unless you're saying he's grading so harshly, but like I looked at the cards that he sent in, and some of them had more whitening than this and got 10s. And they had the same centering and they had the same everything. And that's where I get really confused. It's off though, OC. How is this OC? How is this OC? Right, but I'm telling you though, you say Nick in the bottom right. You say Nick in the bottom right for this one, but I'm telling you, there's cards that have this condition that literally have this exact whitening amount. Like, there are tons and tons of cards that got 10s that have this whitening. So that's, I guess, the point where I'm like in disagreement. Because I'm like, well, I know cards that have more whitening than that. Where is it OC though? How is it OC? Hermit. Everyone out here just like making fun of me. That's what I'm saying. I mean, look at how is this overcut? Like, what is overcut about this? Left to right is perfect centering. Top to bottom is perfect centering. That's my point, is the centering is pretty much perfect and the whitening is very minimal. It's like, and by minimal, I mean basically non-existent. I mean, okay, here's a perfect example. First card I looked up, PSA 10 condition. This is the first card I looked up, right? Look at that. So the card itself, there's a little white nick in the top right. There's a nick at the bottom right and left, and then there's a nick right there. So you see all those whitening spots right there, like the little nicks? Each of these cards have these nicks. My card has the same, I mean, this one doesn't even have a nick. This one has a nick, slightly. But like this card, I mean, look at that one. Look how defined they are. This one doesn't even have one, it has two. It literally has a nick in the left and the right. And it's the first one I pulled up, right? And that's, I guess, more or less the point that I'm making with that is I'm like, how does that make sense? I mean, the centering on the card is good. But I don't know. That's the first one I looked up. The first one I looked at, and the first thing I noticed immediately was the whitening, right? Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. Look at the whitening on that. This is the first one I pulled up, and we can pull up more, right? Like, we don't need to just stop there and look at examples. Let's pull up another level X card outside of that one and take a look and see if this one deserves a 10, right? Like, why stop now? Let's keep going. Oh my god, I found another one. Perfect. The second one I just opened up. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the second one. Look at that. That is a fat piece of whitening. I don't know if you guys can see this, but look at that nick right there in the corner. Like, that's a fat nick. That is a fat nick, right? And look at the whitening there too. You can see so much whitening on that card. Like, what? What? This card is getting a 10? And to be fair, like, you know, this is a 2000 pop, right? You can make the argument and say, oh, Eli, well, their grading standards, they've gotten more harsh. It's a 2000 pop. And the Rayquaza, it was only a 4000 pop, right? And, you know, maybe there's some truth to that. And so maybe let's take a look at a more recent pop, right? Let me see if I can find a more recent population card and the grade it got. Okay, let's take a look at this one. I haven't looked at the back. So we're going to look and we're going to see. Okay. I mean, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Eli, yours had too much whitening on it. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Come on. That's just... I mean, I don't know. And I mean, look at the centering on this too. Like, it's slightly off left to right. I don't know. I guess this is the point that I'm making, guys, is you guys can look at my card and you can say to yourself, Eli, your card, it has way too much whitening to get a 10. And I am like, oh, really? Let's take a look at 3 other cards. And these are the first ones I pulled up, and they all have more whitening, if not the same amount. Woo! The more you grade, the more you realize it's a scam. I concur, average player. My centering is better than that Rayquaza. Yes, that's crazy part, dude. That was probably one of the PSA employees. Eli, make a challenge for a grader video. Crack a slab and send them in for inconsistency on grades. LOL, grade the graders. Well, that's literally what I'm doing. That is exactly what I'm doing. And this is going to be an expensive journey because I'm going to take these cards and I'm going to keep resubmitting them. And I'm going to keep resubmitting and keep resubmitting and keep resubmitting until it just doesn't make sense. Oh, Hermit. Oh my God. Oh, you're so funny. If only there's a wellness channel to vent this frustration, right? Hey, at least I got to pop one on the Rampardos, right? But still. Oh, I have so many cards I need to send in. But, dude, $15? $15 is spendy, bro. I'm like, if it goes down to 10, I'll start sending him in mass. But, like, holy crap. 15 bucks? All of that cost me $400 to send in for grading. Like, just 400 bucks down the drain. And to be fair, of the cards that I regraded, right, it was 10 cards. And so I spent 150, and one card went from a 9 to a 10, and that card did indeed, you know, it's a pop one. So there's zero price history of that card. So it's probably worth, you know, $400 to $500. So congratulations, I made value off of that. But the fact that the other cards that I sent in all got 9s, I mean, dude, come on. Still justifiably, it's like, only reason why I'm doing this to begin with is because I love Diamond and Pearl era cards. $15. I mean, if you think about it, $15 isn't too bad, but also the same exact time, they've been consistently dropping the prices. So I think $10 to $12 is not out of the range of possibility. If you keep resubmitting on the same account, wouldn't they be able to see that you keep submitting the same card? Then maybe they keep the grade low? No. I mean, that wouldn't... Who knows, man? Maybe you're right. Maybe I get a completely different account, right? With the same address, and I try that. But I've shown you guys video examples of people that have made submissions where the first submission they made was all 9s of a card, and then they resubmit 20 of them, and they all got 10s. And it was like, it was vintage EX era, level X era, like Diamond and Pearl era cards, right? I don't know why I'm not just throwing this up on the screen. Let's take a look. Is there another one we can give an example? No, that's a promo. We need another English one. I should probably just look up English. All right, here we go. Another one. How's the whitening on? What's the pop on the? Or this one is. Oh, this is an old cert. So this one, I mean, we can't. Yeah, we definitely can't go off of an old cert. Let's go off of a new cert. Oh, here we go. New cert English, right? No, we can't go off of that one either because that one doesn't have it. It's not showing us a back. Not showing us a back. Here's a new cert. Does this one have a back? It does. Here we go. Oh my god, look at how fat, dude. I just realized, I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, look at how fat that is on the whitening. Holy moly, that is a thick piece of whitening right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is a thick piece of whitening, right? And then let's look at the centering on this card. Here, we'll zoom in a little bit more to make it easier for everyone to see how the centering is on this card. I mean, what? I mean, look at that. Look how off that is from left to right. Look at how off that card is from left to right. My face might be in the way, so I'm gonna make my face a little bit smaller so it's easier to see. But look, I mean, we can zoom in a little bit more even if you got, no, I can't actually, it won't let me. But look at how off that is left to right, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. That's ridiculous. I don't know. A 1000%, Hermit. I mean, stuff like this for, I mean, here's the deal. There's a reason why, like, if you look at Ultra Modern gets way better grades. Hey, get out of here. This is peak content. No, what's peak content is the fact of the matter that you see a card that has that horrific of a whitening spot and it's saying, and I mean, look at the centering on the back. How does this get a 10? How does this get a 10? That's insane. How does that get a 10? All right, we're going to show a side-by-side comparison. And you guys are going to be the ones that tell me what do you think is more deserving of a 10, right? And yeah, sure, I'm being a little whiny baby, but I don't freaking care. I'm going to be a whiny baby, okay? Here, I need to focus in on more on this image. Here, can I open this image? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the ultimate question. Which, oh, stop it. Between the two, on the back, which one is the 10? Here, let me move my face out of the way. I'm gonna hide. You know what? I'm gonna just take my face off screen completely. If you look at the back of these cards, which one of these is the 10, ladies and gentlemen? And I want you to be honest. When you look at these cards, which one is the 10? Look at the centering. Look at the whitening. Look at it all. Which one is the 10? Shut the frick up, Collector J. Shut the frick up, you troll. That's not what I mean. You know what I mean. Did the 9 to 10 well, it's Collector J. I don't know. I don't know because it's a pop 1. So there is literally not a single population report for the card. So in theory, yes, it did because there's none in existence, but at the same time, I have no clue. But I mean, most 10s in the Diamond and Pearl and Platinum era sell anywhere between, you know, $400 to $500, depending upon how like desirable the card is. Some for more, some for less. So I would assume it's more than paid itself by far. But still, it hurts the heart, right? But the thing is, though, Nicolaj, here's the deal. Here's the deal with this, right? This card here, because you're saying the whitening could have happened in the case. Okay, that's a fair argument, right? But what is the cert on this card? This is a 7,000 cert. What is this card? This is a 7,000 cert too. So they're both brand new certificate cards that were just made. This was obviously made just today, and the other one was probably made about maybe at latest 6 months ago, right? And you can say, okay, well, the whitening was caused by it moving around. Like I said, that's the argument to be made. But for it to be such a brand new card, the odds of it having whitening of this caliber for being such a brand new card submission, that just seems kind of unrealistic. On top of the fact too, take whitening out of the picture, look at the centering on the card. I'll move my face out of the way again. The centering from top to bottom and left to right is so much worse. So much worse. Wow, Eli has now shown that PSA is different grade average. Stop being a smartass. Gosh dang it, dude. Why? Always. Average is just being a troll. Just being rude for no reason. Neither the left is a 9, the right is an 8. The whitening on the right is on the slabs, whereas the whitening on the lefts are on the cards. But that's not true at all. That's not true at all. I mean, that is a perfect nick in the top left. What? That doesn't make any sense. They're both 10 until you submit them. Right? It's basically what is the reality. I mean, just look at the centering difference. Even take the whitening out of the equation. The centering difference on these cards, I mean, it's ridiculous. The whitening is on the case. Get out of here, you trolls. That's ridiculous. You know? And maybe I need to look more in person, right? Maybe the whitening is worse than it looks within the scan images, because theirs is more in person. But we saw some scan images of ones that look bad. Trinell says, can we stop fighting Eli? And just so we can talk about singles crashing already. Hey, this is therapy session with Eli, okay? You guys signed up for that. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. We can move on, though. I will move on. The tears of my ancestors have flown too much already. Needs to stop. So let's talk singles crashing, because that's more, you know, happy than Eli being sad about his grade return. So, singles crashing, ladies and gentlemen. What to talk about with singles crashing, right? I feel like I can easily break their cases in my hand. You declined a channel for therapy? Fair enough. I'm just trolling. I didn't decline a channel. I don't decline channels. I let the mods kind of go crazy. They can do whatever they want half the time. Except, you know. I mean, you know what I mean. With, like, if someone's like, hey, make a wellness channel. Easy, done. Hey, can you make a channel specifically for deals links? Okay, cool. Easy, done, right? Like, they can do stuff like that if they want. Less grading, more packing up Paldea Evolved to send to patrons. Well, it's not arrived yet, Jim. I just ordered Paldea on Monday, and it should arrive to me on either Wednesday or Thursday, and then Wednesday or Thursday it will be shipped out. So that is the plan for Paldea. Mods, do your thing, go crazy. Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, man, at least on the bright side, all it takes is 110 of those cards to make it worth it. Because the Rampardos, being as much as it is, you know, kind of. I mean, the resubmissions hurt, right? The resubs definitely hurt the heart. And that's the thing too, is I almost wonder if, I mean, there's so many theories. We could get into so many crackpot theories, right? Like, we could go down a rabbit hole all day and we could cry ourselves to sleep. Okay, now this looks like a 10. This is a card that looks like a 10. Kind of. Oh, wow, the center on that's actually pretty atrocious. Jeez Louise. I'm convinced that at this point, 10s for level X cards are given out to people that are just having a good day. That's why the population is so low for 10s. Because that just, just makes sense to me. Whoa! Look at how zoomed in that is. I mean, how much is the you know, population difference from a lot of these cards? I mean, it's a massive difference. Eli getting stuck in analysis paralysis, you know? You might have, oh, hit my mic, sorry guys. You might have missed it, but how are you feeling about your 100 Sleepy Pikachu purchase versus the LO reprint? I'm feeling like crap. You guys already peer pressured me into buying it because for the purpose of science of sending in for grading, and now there's a reprint happening. Are you kidding me? The price of that card is gonna go to like $2 to $3. Do you think any distributors will get LO booster boxes to order? Oh yeah, oh 100%. I don't know if I should say to order, but I'm 1,000% going to get a crap ton of LO if this is a medium to large size reprint. Like, I'm going to get an absolute stupid amount of LO. So, and that's exciting, right? Because with Lost Origins right now being at 150 to 160, if we get access to put pre-orders and then we can make pre-sales for this, I mean, a lot of the Patreon members will make so much money off of that. I mean, the biggest thing, honest to God, with the Patreon, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, although you can make money off of Pokemon, there's so much more money to be made with other sets or other games. Like Magic, there's just a stupid amount of money to be made off of breaking down commander decks and new set releases for, you know, like March of the Machines and other things, or with Flesh and Blood, with you know, new set releases as well. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity because you're not just getting access to wholesale prices for Pokemon, you're getting it to other things, you know. Like, okay, so here's a fun example, right? I'm gonna do a fun example for you guys. So there's this website that is called MTG Stocks, And in MTG stocks, they have a list of the breakdown value of commander decks, right? So this is the price variation on average. You know, it's comparing it between the TCG low, the average, and the market. So most of the time, the low is for individuals that don't have direct, but, you know, I kind of digress from that. Right now, I have a box of, like, for example, Streets of New Capenna, right? You can, currently speaking, buy this on distro for $115. The market value of this item, when you break down all the bulk, is $300. And I looked at the sales volume of it. The sales volume, it sells, most of the cards have at least 3 to 4 sales a day. And you might say to yourself, 3 to 4 sales a day, that's not a ton of volume. Flesh and Blood does about 3 to 4 sales a day for their low demand, or for their high demand cards, let alone their low demand cards. And this is Magic's low demand cards having 3 to 4 selling a day versus the high demands of the commander deck selling like 10 to 20 in a day. And I guess the point that I'm making with this is literally you say to yourself, okay, it's $100 to join the program, right? It's $100 to join the program. Sure, you want Pokemon, obviously, so you're going to spend to get Pokemon. But if you're like concerned about, oh, the $100 a month, that's so concerning to me, literally go freaking buy one commander deck and you triple your money. Like, it does. Like, obviously when I first talked about the program, I said it from the perspective or the lens of, hey, in order to get value out of this, you should be spending at least $500 to $1,000 a month, $500 to $1,000 a month in Pokemon if you want to get value out of it. But in all honesty, dude, if you just buy one commander deck a month and you just break it down and you just sell it off, like, I don't know, it's crazy. There's just so much value in Magic, and you can go down the list of all the items that Magic has that you can do this at, and you can do the same equation with Fab, but obviously Magic has more volume. It's just kind of stupid. It's just stupid, and other card game sets too. I mean, we have people that literally in the program, all they do is they just every single Friday on MagX will look at the weekly specials on MagX. They will just buy whatever it is. And then they don't even know what the game is, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic or whatever's available, and they'll just look at the weekly special deals. They'll Google what the prices are for that item, and they'll just double up on sealed products. So if you're saying, oh, I don't want to make triple, that's too much work, breaking it down. Okay, well then just MagX weekly specials at least 1 week out of the month. You're going to find an item that you're going to be able to buy enough of to double up on your money and pay for the membership. And so realistically, like the price of entry to get value out of the program, like you could easily start with $200 and do it, $300 and do it, right? Hell, I would honest to God challenge someone to start with $200 to $300 and then just see how in a year much they can turn that money into. Jim, don't bring up commanders. Well, Jim, you're not the only person that's told me about this. You just obviously helped me with the site. I'm sorry. Hey, to be fair, no one's gonna see this. This is like at most gonna get 1,000 views. And in Magic, there's like Rudy. Unless I was a Rudy, I'd be giving up the secret sauce, right? But average player says just he's crying about not getting 10s. If you want to go back like 10 to 5 minutes, you'll see. God, why you gotta be so harsh, average player? I'm not crying, I'm just upset, okay? Gosh dang. MagX Magazine Exchange. It's one of the distributors we have in the Patreon. So I'm just giving examples of opportunities that you can make being in the Patreon program, and the reason why I'm talking about it most specifically today is just because Obsidian Flames pre-orders are available right now, and so if you want to get in, now would be the time to do so, because we've got 2 available spots right now left in the program. And if you want to get access to pre-order, and then you want to be able to also, you know, continuously generate enough revenue to make it worth it, for outside of just getting wholesale prices. I'm just giving examples of how you do it. Retrospects always says it's luck between a 9 and a 10 sometimes. Same goes for 8s and 9s and 7s and 8s and so on. Depends on the grader. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like more than likely I just got wrecked twice in a row, right? So I gotta just crack it and resend it in. Because here's the deal, man. With the Rampardos, that's the one of the ones I sent in for grading. That was the only one I didn't know what the price value would be of it because it's got a 0 pop. So I'm excited because I have now a 1 pop card, but also at the same exact time, I'm like, okay, well, at least with the other ones, I knew that like, if I got a 10 with the Arceus, if I got a 10 with the Gengar, I got a 10 with the Charizard, I got a 10 with the, Leafeon, it could have been $1,000, $2,000, right? So grading equals sort of gambling because of the human. Yeah, no, 1,000%. Agent Crypto says, what's going on? What's up, Agent Crypto? Good to see you. He got kind of wrecked by PSA. Yeah, I got kind of wrecked by PSA. And by kinda, I mean very. So, well, I've got a stack of other... I mean, where's my stack? Is this the right box? This is not the right box. This is my box of cards I want to send into PSA, but I haven't. Because one, either I think some of them are not going to get 10s, or two, I think the money is not worth the chance. Average player, why are you being so rude? No reason. No reason necessary. He's getting more graphic. He said he started off with Eli's whining, then he changed it to Eli's crying, and then he's changed to Eli's being bent over. He's just going crazy. I think those that think that are misgraded, you can crack and resend them. It's mathematical. It's worse if you grab the 10. Hold on. I think those that you... Holy crap, I'm having a stroke reading what you're saying. I think those that you think that are misgraded, you can crack and resend them. And it's... Credit them. That's if it mathematically is worth it for you to grade it a 10. Holy crap. Yes. Well, that's what I did. That's exactly what I did, Flip. So I sent a 24 card submission, and 10 of the cards that I sent in were all cracked. And of the 10, one of them went from a... So of the 10, they were all 9s, except for one. Actually, that's not true. Okay, so I can go back and look, because we can go back on this actually real quick. And we can give an exact count. So as we can see, starting with, okay, so 14. So we sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so of the 11 cards I sent, here's what the grade difference was. It went from a 9 to a 9 to a 10. It went from a... Actually, I don't know. Did that get an 8 the first time? Here, let me actually pull this up. This one. Might have to go off screen for a second, guys, just so we can give it a little bit of a comparison. Oh, you know what we can do? I didn't realize with this old submission, we can see old certs, guys. So you guys want to see comparisons of what the card looks like before versus now and see if it's changed? We can go back and we can look at the old certs. Here, I actually want to go, let's go Gengar. Oh, the cert image is gone now? What? Okay, well, that's good. That's not good to know. I didn't realize the cert image disappears over time. Okay, never mind. I guess we don't get to see it, but okay, well, either way, let's go Skeptile. So Skeptile. So one got a 9, one got a 5, and one got a 10, right? But there's one more actually I sent in later. So it got a 9. So the 5, so one of them went from a 6 to a, or 5 to a 6. So I have no clue how it got a 6, but hey, it went from a 5 to a 6. Woo! So we can just rule this one out, right? But one went from a 9 to an 8, a 9 to an 8, a 9 to an 8, and a 9 to an 8. So 4 cards went from a 9 to an 8, right? 4 cards went from a 9 to an 8. And then, so of that, if we say 11 cards, of the 11 cards, I mean, let's say 10, because I don't really count the other Skeptiles. So we'll say 10 cards. Of the 10, 10% went up in value, or went up, and then 40% went actually down, and then 50% stayed the same. But that's only 10 cards. It's such a small sample size, right? I mean, you say reorganize in better order, but I don't know. I can reorganize in better order. I just don't see how that's going to make a drastic difference, as I've done this before and it's made 0 effect. Imagine all the 9s in Pop Report, then recrack either just increases the 9s or double. Hey, who knows, man? Yeah, I think it's who sends them in. Are you gonna be? I will not be at card party. Okay, everyone keeps asking me about card party. I've looked it up before. Let me see. When is card party again? It's June 9th through 11th in Anaheim, California. God. Yeah, I'm as much as I would have liked to have gone to card party, there would have been no way I've been able to pull it, sadly. Just because it's literally right with Paldea Evolve release. The timing on that is just kind of terrible. Because I'm gonna spend literally the next 5 days shipping out Paldea Evolved, and I just don't have the time, sadly. I wish I would have gone, but there's just no way I could have made it happen. There's definitely 9s, regrading 9s that, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I guess if it's smaller batches, I can get different creators. I mean, in theory, rip and flip. Trust me, if you have sent this at $40 tier, you would have gotten 10s. I mean, dude, all these theories about how to get the best grades, right? All these theories. Should I have sent it in this tier? Should I have sent it in that tier? Should I have sent it in this and that and that and this? And I mean, right now, how much does express shipping cost, right? How much does express shipping cost if we're just talking about general pricing, right? So for their services, they have so it says for the bulk turnaround time, it's 65 days. For the value turnaround time, it's 20 days, right? And it's like, how much does that change things, right? I don't think it does. I mean, to be fair, they say if it's valued at $499 or less. But I don't think that matters, because I've had it be where in this submission, right, I got a decent amount of 10s, and they had a couple of them that they said, hey, just letting you know, we're going to have to upcharge you because of your grades being more valuable than the max, right? To answer your question, I use one of these magnifying glasses with a blue light. It seems like Pika Pika card party is going to be massive, and that's why I'm sad I'm not going to be able to make it. Just yeah, right. Josh gets it. You see, and that's the funny thing, average player, is you say that with the dent they do auto sixes. I can't find the dent on the Skeptile, so I'll have to. I looked so much for it, so I'll have to keep looking. Maybe it's super obvious and I'm blind. But yeah, man, I just gotta do. I just gotta send it into the $40. Just call it a day. Bush, just put it in value, and just obviously that means everything's gonna come back tens, right? No, I've sent it in $75. I've sent one card in $75 before, and it came back and did not get a grade that I would have liked. I think upcharging because a graded card is higher than a threshold is the most scummy thing. But that's the thing. That's why for me, justifiably, I say to myself, it makes more sense for me to send higher end cards in bulk than it does for me to send them in the $40 because in my mind, right, mathematically speaking, in my mind, I say to myself, okay, well, what makes more sense? They're saying, oh, well, this guy's spending $40. We're obviously going to give him a better grade. Or this guy spent $15. And if we give him the better grade, then he's going to get upcharged for it and we're going to get to make more, right? Like what makes more sense, right? I don't know. These are all hypothetical theories, right? And then you've got the theories of like, oh, well, if I send him in tabs, then it's less likely that it's less likely that it's going to get damaged, right? Or, oh, if I send them in a grading, if I send them in order from worst looking cards to best, then it's going to be better. I've done that before. Like all of these hypothetical theories, right? I think the only risk that you can really calculate is you pre-grade yourself on what you think looks the best and you pay the least and hope for the best. Like that's just kind of it, man. Just send it into $15 bulk. If you get gypped, okay, well, at least you didn't freaking spend $40 a card. Right? But yeah, that's just how it be. Do everything you can to suck up. Dude, that's what I gotta do. I gotta leave him a gift card and be like, please, for the love of God, my luck. Like, send in a message. Dear PSA grader, I've had the worst luck with you guys, and it makes me really sad. Anything I can do to get at least 110 for my submission, please. Please, 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 please. Love, Eli. Hearts XOXO. Well, how did that work from you? Well, how it worked for me is I saved myself 25 potential dollars of it not mattering. I don't know, average player, you tell me. Have you sent in a submission where on average you send it in with the value $40 tier and you've gotten better grades? Like, how does that make sense? Leave a note saying we've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty, right? So you gotta make him laugh. This guy's funny, you made me laugh. I'm gonna give him all 10s now. PSA removes everything from the submission box. Okay, so you've sent it in 40s and it's gotten better. Well, man, you just know the secret sauce. just don't know what to do, man. I'm an idiot, man. Gotta get gotta get that $40. You just pay for the grade you want, right? Got worthless card auto 10s. I mean, what do I do? Do I resend in all 10 cards and I say to myself, I'm gonna test this theory out. I'm gonna send in all these cards, $40, see if there's a difference in the grades on all of them. It's a $400 experiment, right? Or maybe I swap it out, right? I swap out 2 of the cards and I say these are probably not gonna get a 10. I'll swap them out for 2 ones that I think are gonna get a 10. In theory, I mean, here's the deal, man. At this point, why not, right? Why not experiment with that? Sure, I could lose an additional $25 worth of value, but for the sake of science, right? But at the same time, if I do that, then I say to myself, okay, well, did I get a better grade because of the value? Or did I get a better grade because I got a better grade? You know what I mean? Like, we can keep going into this. That's why it just makes sense. Send just Gengar and try. You're right. I think what I would need to do at that point, average player, is I need to look at my best, like instead of 10, I look at it and I say my best 5. Like my best 5 cards. I look at these cards. These are pristine condition, incredible condition. Best of the 10. Send them in. Right. Just do that. Makes sense, right? Which one do I feel like I can risk the most on? I think of the cards, it's by far the Dialga, it's the Gengar. I've got a couple other cards I could send in as well. But let me go back to it with Market Scraper comes back and he's like, oh my god, are we still on this again? Digi Smith. Oh my gosh. See, sometimes I can't tell. Are people do people have my best interest, or do people just like to troll me and find it amusing when I get trolled? I always gotta wonder with you guys sometimes. Are you a fan because you join my content, or are you a fan because you like messing with me? Like See, but that's not true, Pika Pika, because if that were true, then there wouldn't be expected turnaround times, right? You'd want to split those 5 up into 5 individual packages to get the sample size up. Okay, so just so I'm understanding this package total, are you saying that I should make 5 submissions that each have 1 individual card, that I get 5 different submissions of $20? So literally, instead of making 1 submission of 5, I make 5 submissions of 1? Both content and trolling, and the content generated by the trolling. Oh, you guys. See, I can't tell half the time, average player, because you're always busting my balls, so I never know if you're being truthful or not. So, if we're being serious here, average player, what do you, like, full on, tell me right now, are you seriously, like, what are you suggesting I should go about approaching? Do I send in 5 cards? Do I send in 1? Do I send in 2? Do I send in 3? Do I do multiple submissions? Do I do 1? What are you more or less suggesting, I guess? You talked about sending 5 of your best of the best. Yeah, so the time frame of the arriving are different. Speaking of grading, go look at the tweet I sent you a picture of. Um, I am not seeing anything in my messages. Or did you see it? Oh no, you sent it in. My bad. Oh my god, no way. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. That's insane, dude. So, average player, do you think I should send um, all of them in one submission, or do you think I should split them up into each their own different submissions? That is so wild to me. BGS, it's the same price right now. I think actually it might be $2 more, but I'm pretty certain it's 15. I mean, yeah, in theory it could be different Moonbryons. Hermit, $40 grading tier includes creators with vision. Go coverage. I used to imagine they've got graders and they're doing the bulk submission tier, and he's like blind in one eye, and he's like, oh, 10 for sure, for sure. And he's like, can't see anything. that's that's kind of funny. We pay for our employees to get eye surgery if they are in the $40 tier so that they can see. Our players in the bulk submission, they're all half blind in one eye. Here at PSA, as a part of our equity program for hiring on disability, people with disabilities, we've decided that with our bulk submission tier, all of our graders are at least going to have partially lost vision in our eyes. Oh my god, that's so funny. Have you guys seen I can't remember if it's Long Beach Griffey or if it's Caleb, but one of them made a video and it said how corporations be with hiring people these days. And it's like it shows a person that is a server, and they come into the restaurant, and the person comes into the restaurant, and the server's blind, and he's like carrying a tray of water, and he can't see where everything is, and so like he's just knocking it over into things, and literally it's like this whole progression of the whole like team of people working at the restaurant are all like diverse hires with a bunch of issues, like. And I remember at the very end, he goes to like talk to the manager, and he's like, what the heck is wrong? Like this, blah, 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 blah. And he's like talking to him about it. And he's like, is there anything you can do? He's like, no, I can't. He's like, why? He's like, because I'm a ghost. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, this is part of our diversity. We hired ghosts. It was like some stupid thing, but I thought it was so funny. It made me think about that as a joke. As in like diversity hires, they're hiring blind people to grade the bulk submissions. Elijah Moore. When did you submit the PSA that got you graded and sent back? Who's Elijah Moore? If I were a grading company, I'd make sure graders just grade a certain number of times / cards per day and don't give them visibility on priority or cracking cases or other administrative items. I mean, a part of me is like, I want to submit just 5 of the best, but also another part of me is like, for the purpose of science, should I submit the original 10? Like, should I, honest to God, submit the original 10? Because if I can say, hey, I've done the submission process 3 times and seeing what's happened, right? Well, it'd be 9 actually because the Rampardos got a 10, so. I don't know. It's an interesting thought process because at the end of the day, you're asking yourself, am I throwing my money? I mean, let's be honest here. Like, partially throwing my money away in this experiment, but also at the same time, if it pays off, I mean, dude, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I mean, because a lot of these cards, they go from 9 to 10s busted. I don't know who Elijah Moore is, Cornhub. I don't, that's not me. Tax write-off average player says, dude, honest to God, that's a fantastic point. It is a tax write-off. Yeah, Ty cracked the 10 for the science. When was the submission, sir? Just curious, because I sent mine a couple weeks ago trying to see the current wait time. Okay, so if you're wondering what the submission time was, grades ready. It was, I paid $40 for shipping. Frick. That's expensive. Well, it better arrive ASAP then. I mean, it's insured shipping too. It was, where can I see? Hold on, I need to go back so I can show you the entire transit time of everything. Yeah, what the heck, Mikey? Thank you. 70. It says 80 on my end. People are watching, but only 20 likes. Let's leave some likes, ladies and gentlemen. That is not what I clicked. You don't need value. You're not doing new cards. Okay, so it arrived from the turnaround time of arrival. So I sent it in at the end of March. That's when I sent it in. And if I can go to my Shippo account, I can actually tell you exactly when it arrived exactly. Where am I supposed to send it to, though? I can't remember. I think it's CU receiving, if I'm correct. Actually, I realized I think I did XPS with this one. Okay, I sent it on 3/29. It arrived to them on April 8th. So for the exact turnaround time, it took that long to send in. What did I pay with? Oh, no wonder it took so long. I used standard, just first class shipping. Okay, so for the turnaround time, it took quite a bit to deliver. But when it did arrive there, from the time of arrival, it took 2 days for it to arrive, 4 days to enter the system, so that's 6 days. And then from the 14th until the 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. But I just obviously counted 9, 10, 11. So it took about 2.5 months, I want to say, maybe two months. So in honest to God, I mean, their turnaround time 65 days, so it's pretty accurate. That's pretty spot on. Yeah, like you guys didn't know where I lived already. It's not like you can't see the return address on everything I ship to you guys. Oh no, we know where you live now, but you already have. But yeah, so that was the submission turnaround time. And for my submission itself, since you're curious, what it looked like, I sent in 11 cards that I had previously cracked, and then I sent in 13 new cards. I am curious, though, how this Phantom Forces one in particular did so bad. Jesus loves me. The whitening I don't remember being that bad when I first submitted it on the corners. That's crazy. Bro, how the hell did I get an 8 and just started the stream from the beginning? Right? Isn't that crazy? Might get robbed of my PSA 8s. Did you discuss the state of the Japan and the Japan bubble yet in today's stream? I have not. Bubble, you say? All right, average player, serious question. Obviously, it's all a tax write-off, so I might as well ask the question. Or, you know what? I'm not even going to ask you. I'm going to ask everyone. We're going to do a poll, guys. We're going to do a poll. So I'm already going to do it for the purpose of science, right? So no need to start a poll if I should do it. So the poll question we're going to ask is send resubmit the which should I resubmit, right? 5. All right, folks, here's the question. How should we go about doing it? So I sent in 11. One of them got a 10. One of them is, it seems as if consistently damaged from what it's seen. So the question is, am I going to send in the best 5 of the 9, or am I going to send in all 9 and see if there's some inconsistencies on all 9? I'm doing not too shabby, Timo, other than the fact that, you know, we're doing some tax write-off science experiments. Elijah, bubble yum or bubblicious? I don't chew gum, so neither. I hate to say it. Herman says not so good, not so good. I'm scared to grade Eli, but I have a lot of rare and exotic cards. Exotic cards, interesting. Exotic, that's so funny. You say not even a question, but the poll is saying that it's pretty close right now. So we'll see. But I feel like package total, dude, I'd much rather have it laid out all at once, because then I can see, for the purpose of science, if I just keep rinse repeating and sending in the same cards, how progressively things change. Don't you think? I don't know. I don't think there's a topless Misty from Evolutions. Am I dumb? I thought that was an original card that got banned in Japan. I don't think they reprinted that in English. That'd be interesting. Just picked up a Zard Alta Art PSA 10 for 300. Good long-term pickup. Yes, I think it's a fantastic long-term pickup. He's packing the exotic waifus. That's so funny. Great till you get what you want, right? Experience is a life teacher. So what the plan is, package total, is this. So I have So I have 11 cards that I sent in for grading. One of them has shown up twice now damaged, so there's probably some damage with it that I'm missing. And one of them got a 10. So we rule out these two cards. However, of the remaining cards, of the remaining 9, 5 of them got repeat 9s, 4 of them went from 9s to 8s. My thing is that if I resubmit them, all 9, do I resubmit all 9 because this is just the last 9 that I've resubmitted before, or do I go even harsher and I look at those 9 and I only submit 5 of them that I think are the best? Or do I say, hey, what if these 8s go to 10s? And that's where my kind of thought process is with it, right? Because I can sit here all day and I can say, I'm going to take the best 5 and I'm going to resubmit them, right? And I look at those best 5, and those best 5 could turn from 9s to 8s, right? But what if I get the other 4 that got 8s and I'm like, these should have at least gotten 9s, if not 10s, which they got 9s before. And I look at those cards and I say to myself, what if these go from 8 to 10s, right? And in theory, you know, you could split it up like you say, but a part of me is almost like, but why not, for the sake of the experiment, say, I've sent these in 2 times now, let's try it a third, and like just kind of go like that. I don't know. But yeah, this is to test at the $40 tier. Why are Hidden Fates packs going up, but ETBs are staggered? Because the market makes no sense and people are not paying attention. $80 each, RD? Fantastic price. I love that, baby. Okay, so it's not to test. Okay, you retracted your message. The test itself is for 2 things. It's consistency of the 9 that I first submitted, and it's the consistency of the grade value that you're paying itself. Those are the 2 things that we're testing here. GameStop had a SIG deal combo with Rakuten yesterday. I stocked up. I know. I wanted to pick up some, but my liquidity is so tight up right now because of Paldea. I don't know, Swirly. That would kind of upset me if they made uncrackable slabs. Because then we couldn't test these experiments. It would be better if they just, I don't know, graded better? Less inconsistent? But I don't know, man. We will see. Eli's liquidity is like concrete. You know? Oh, ay caramba. Just doing what I can to get spend up in the Patreon program, okay? Can you blame me? Can you blame a guy for trying? Where am I? Possible do a quick rundown on how to upload a card to grade a total noob here. Danny, I've actually done a rundown. If you go look up, I've done a submission of it. The votes have spoken. So it appears. The votes have spoken. And I have to check. What's the... says your order is complete and it has been shipped. So it's now time for me to go back and look at my tracking, which it doesn't have tracking for. What in the crappy crap? Why am I not getting tracking? It says grades are available and it says shipped when I click on it, but then it doesn't show me the tracking label. I've been scammazed. Corn or potato salad? Potato salad's fantastic. It slaps. I stopped buying cards and started investing in vintage Pokemon stuffed animals. Hey, that's cool. Swirly out here just going crazy with the trolls. Saw the clip of the guy stabbing a Moonbreon opening the 9 slab. Isn't that crazy? Imagine you doing this in like 30 years and get a bunch of middle-aged peeps selling booster boxes and ETBs to kids on Marketplace. I mean, when you put it like that, you make it sound a lot worse than how it actually is. It's not like they're gonna sell them to little kids. Hey, little kid, you want to get some older stuff that has Charizards in it? Like, that's not how that's gonna work, you know? I don't know. You make it sound so much more cynical than it is. People that grew up and they're like, hey, I made some investments on Pokemon because I think Pokemon's cool and I like it. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. You say middle age, but I'm 19, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm 24. What's the next video on that we're going to be discussing on Wednesday? Really depends on what the video topic's going to be for discussion. How I got wrecked by PSA. And then it's just a clip of me bitching and whining, right? The entire time. No, I don't know what the video is going to be. Hey, let's meet up at the playground. Bring $200. Yeah, right, exactly. Just like a 7-year-old with mommy's credit card. Oh, I fall. That's just so devious. People make it seem so much more devious. In 30 years, you know what? I'll be 54 in 30 years, man. 54. Isn't that weird to think about? God, that's so old. Can you show what a quality 9 looks like? I'll show you what a 9 that should have got a 10 looks like. How would you like to see that? Or a quality 9. Depending upon how you interpret it from a certain point of view, of course. So a quality 9, you say, eh? I should probably save the image. Gengar submission. So here is arguably what a good graded card looks like. Keyword being arguably. Depends on what you believe. Is my fat face taking up too much? It is. There we go. That's better. This got a 9. Is PSA pay to win? It's a good video title. You gotta watch out for those dirty Pokemon card dealers ruining the good neighborhoods, right? Can you show a PSA 11? Yeah, let me add another one to my last PSA, one that I turned in, make it an 11 for you. No news yet so far, Chase. I'm on LO from Distro, but I'll keep you guys posted, obviously. Average player. Oh, don't get him started. Oh, God. He's just going to go on and whine forever. This guy. What's up, Skylar? How we doing, brother? Hermit's like, if I say it's a 10, can I get him to shut the frick up about it? Right. But yeah, here is because you're asking a question for research purposes on what a strong 9 looks like. This is what arguably a strong 9 would look like. But yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll create a portfolio of images using all the cards that I'll submit, because it looks like we're 7426 at this point. And I'll download all the images. I'll make a folder of it that I'll keep. And then from there, I will... title the folder pictures, because I need to do like a real experiment of this, right? Like if we're gonna do this, we got to do this. However, for some reason, I can't seem to... I create a new folder, but it's not letting me rename it. So I'll have to do that after the stream here. Which, speaking of which, we've got about 5 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's like getting nervous about their submission. Hey, just because I got, you know, I mean, like I said, we can all have our debates. I can say I got bad luck. Everyone can say I could be blind, or everyone could say PSA is inconsistent, or I mean, you know, or I got gypped. Like we can go down the rabbit hole. And at the end of the day, no matter what, if there's one thing that is consistent, it's average player is gonna be a dick about it. No, I'm just kidding. If you're gonna crap slabs, is there a logic to it to use a minimum grade to slab on the card when to submit it? Market scraper, that is the experiment that we're doing a poll on. That is the exact experiment that we're going to do a poll on and find out. So who knows? Because Lord knows I don't. Wow, this is annoying. I'm trying to create a new folder and I accidentally messed up, and for some reason now it's not letting me create a new folder. Huh, interesting. Folder title 10s, not 9s. Yeah, right. I'll have to do that after. Just because Eli is a bad grader does not mean you guys are getting back bad grades. And just because average player is terrible at English, no, doesn't mean that he's wrong. It's entirely possible, man. I'm the worst. 8 to 9 is a good one. Is 8? It's a good one. Title folder not even okay. Well, you know. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a couple things I need to take care of, and it looks like we're wrapping. Voice to text, by the way. Oh, I see. Voice to text. There's the excuse. I'm just messing with you, obviously. But heart gold, no to have poor print quality. Well, it's not heart gold, man. It's diamond pearl. But yeah, no, I know. We're going to do this for fun. This is just an experiment, right? Either I get trolled again and wrecked again or not. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you guys all so much for stopping by, as always. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. If you want to join the Patreon, now is the time to do so, because today is the end date for pre-orders for Obsidian Flames. So definitely make sure to check that out. Yeah, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Till then, I will see you all